Hello, welcome back to the stream. Back again doing this animation. I got a list of things that I want to do today because I'm pretty much on the final stages of just like adding some final little bits and finishing it off. So hopefully try finish it today, or maybe do one more stream next week and finish it off. So yeah, let's see what's on my list. So let's talk about what I've done off stream. I've only done a little bit. Last week I got to this point and I was working on this loop and I finished it off in the week, so it loops perfectly. And the way I did that, firstly, is I moved my scene 1 comp over a little bit just so it starts a little bit sooner, so that there's no like break in between the end and the start. It just sort of goes straight back into it. And then also I got this scene 1 loop comp, and in here I've basically set the size and rotation of my kaleidoscope effect to the same point as it is in my scene 1 comp. So basically it just looks the same and it's matching, so we get a seamless loop which looks like that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, today first thing I want to do is finish off let's see here. I want to finish off this this like door animation. I've got some ideas for what I want to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. What I was trying to do last week is kind of pulse some gradients through this door shape and then have it come to its final color, which would be orange. And I think I figured out a different way about doing that, so I'm going to change slightly what I've done here. I'm going to start off by getting rid of these two, and we're going to change the colors of this to black and white. So let's do that. Cool. And I'm also going to animate our black color. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so it's come to say like this point, and set keyframe for our end ramp on both of these layers. I'm just trying to figure out the timing of when I want this to happen. So I think that should be okay. And then what I'm going to do is, okay, so that's that one. I'm going to bring this down all the way down to here, so our door shape gets filled in with more white as time goes on. I'm going to do the same to my other layer. Boom, cool. And maybe add some easing to that as well. Let's just see how that looks in my other comp. Yeah, I think that could probably start a little bit sooner, so maybe go like 2 frames this way. Cool. And I also feel like it could go even further down, so it's not just actually, I'm just going to leave that for now. I can always change it later. Cool, that's what I'm going for. And what I'm going to try and do now, I saw this little trick on a live stream, but actually not a live stream, a YouTube video. I'll show you it. 2 seconds. So So it was this live stream here by School of Motion. I'll put the link in the chat if anyone wants to have a look at some point. Basically in here they talk about a little tip on how to animate gradients. And then so I'll show you now. They use a effect called colorama. Let's get that up. And in our output cycle, let's change this to like ramp red for now. So what's happening here, let's change this up so you can see a better example. Well, basically what's happening is this colorama effect is making whatever is white turn into red now, and whatever is black on this wheel will turn to that color as well. So if I set the black in here to a different color, it will change. So yeah, what I'm going to do, still got to try and remember this from the stream and get it to work properly, to be fair. But what I should be able to do is go into this red color. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like make a note of what the RGB values are of my colors. But let's set this to green maybe. So I'm just gonna write these down in another tab. So red is 4, 114, 77. Cool. So come into here. Red was 4, that's 114, and that is 77. So now we got our green color up here. Get in here and change the color of our black. So I think I'm gonna choose the purple maybe. Do the same thing. That's 43. 45, 66, these numbers here. So 45, 66. Cool. So now Colorama is changing the color of these colors here, and I'm actually going to change that purple color because it's blending in with the background. Let's make that something else. Wish there was a way to like just color pick in this effect. There might be, but I have no clue how to do that. What color should I go for? Let's try this one for now. Cool. Okay, there we go. Now we got our colors in here. What you can do, if I remember rightly, is animate our phase shift. Maybe not. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong there, so I might have to go back and watch that video I mentioned. Ooh. Yeah. Two seconds. Cool. Let's see how they did this then. Hopefully I can find the right part.
Happen here, happen. I know if you were better at Cell, you probably it worked. Layers as they.
Cool. This bit here.
So I moved the ramp.
I think maybe.
Yeah, I animated the ramp here so that it followed off with the wing, and everything just sort of looks like it swoops right off screen, and it worked better than I was expecting. You put a ramp on a shape layer like so, and then you put Colorama on top of that, and you use the intensity of the luminance from that layer to map the color cycle here, and I can just animate the phase shift, this little evolving effector here, and that'll so it looks nice and smooth and looks like it's evolving.
Okay. I'm doing it right, it's just being weird for me. I wonder why it's got that weird. Ah, okay. Is this it? This might be it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, now if I animate this phase shift, we can see that I'm pulsing these gradient colors. That's what I was going for. Cool. So let's animate this. We'll do something like 4 maybe. That might be too many. Oh, maybe even more than that. Let's do 5. I'm going to ease out of this keyframe here so it comes to like a slow stop at the end. Cool. That looks very cool. That's what I was going for. Cool, and then at this point I need it to change to the orange color. So that might just be as simple as fading out this layer. I'm going to come here and extend these layers in this comp so they don't just disappear. And let's move this up a bit. Make this happen a bit sooner. Cool. And I think I'm gonna again make this even bigger of a number. Make it all happen a bit faster. Add some ease into these keyframes. Just a little bit. Cool, I like that. What I would like to do is somehow change these colors, and I think I'm going to do this with tritone. Yeah, so if I pull up my colors again, and so So we want white to be, this is going to get confusing, but I think it will look cool. So our white is going to be this light color, and then we want, needs to be green. So we've got it looking the same now. See how that looks? Yep. And now, so I'm going to alt click my shadow. Actually, I don't need to do that. So what I can just do is bring down my effects in my layer here and grab this little pick whip, parent it to my highlight. So now whatever color this highlight is, the shadow will be that as well. And what I can do, set keyframes for my highlight and midtones. And maybe at this point, something like this, we can make this white change to, maybe make it change to green and make the highlight change to this yellow color. Add some easing to our keyframes. Now this should shift color as it's animating. Yeah. Just want to happen a little bit sooner than that. Cool. Maybe add some easing to this as well, just a little bit. And instead of going to that same green, I'm going to make this one go, maybe this kind of green. I'm going to, again, let's make it fade out a little bit sooner. Cool. So I'm just going to mess around with these colors until I get something I like. Okay, that's kind of cool. Go with that for now. Then we got this going on. And I might just bring this down a bit. Just keep tweaking things until I get it the way I like it. And maybe if I come in here, maybe we should have this gradient moving a little bit sooner. Something like this. Cool. Also going to make this green color then fade into orange as well, just to make the transition a little bit more, a bit nicer. Okay, cool. I like that. Let's see how this looks in our main comp. Cool. Okay. I think I'm going to add some little details to this now. When it comes back to rest of this orange color, I want to add some sort of like glow to show that it's, I don't know, just to add a little something. But I don't think the glow effect is really going to do it, so what I might do is duplicate this door animation, and let's call this door animation glow. Change the color to light blue, or maybe let's do like, let's do pink. And yeah, so this is just this. So I'm going to add a fast blur effect, blur it out, add a glow. Cool. And I'm going to lower the opacity down a bit. Say like 50. And I'll come to this point here. Set keyframe to 0. Bring it up to 50 and then back down to 0. See how that looks, and let's trim this. Cool. That's very subtle, but it adds a little something. See how that looks out here. Cool, okay. That'll do. I'm going to try something else as well. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to leave that how it is for now, and let's move on to something else on the list I've got. Cool, okay. So at this point, I want to add some sort of glow at the top of the screen to show that, just to add to the door, like animating on. Could even maybe like add a little burst of color at the top here as it sort of bumps the top of the screen. That would look kind of cool. So first thing I'm going to do is, let's make a ellipse, turn off the stroke, and I'm just going to resize this in here, like 400, 200, a little bit bigger than that. Cool. And I'm going to call this door top glow. Cool. And let's get our colors back and change the color to orange. Cool. So I'm going to move this to the top of the screen, put it below all of our other layers. Let's change the color to lime. Cool. Add a fast blur effect. Do something like that. And actually I'm going to put this on top of all of our layers. So the glow is sitting on top. And I'm going to play with some blending modes. So this is basically changing the way it affects, changing the way it's blended over our other layers. Might go for like an add. That looks kind of cool. That makes this top bit look real shiny. And just move it up a little bit more. Might change the size just a tad. Maybe like 250. Cool. I'm going to set a keyframe for the scale. Let's find the point where it kind of reaches the top of the screen. Something like this. Change this to 0. Forward 10 frames and scale this up. Cool. And then I'm going to come over here and change the scale back to 0. And I'm also going to set some keyframes to the opacity as well and just layer this up with the scale, make it fade out, set that to 0, and some easing. Cool. Also going to add an expression to the opacity. Add a wiggle, which will basically make this flicker. Maybe like -50. Let's adjust that a bit, maybe say like 6. I'm also going to add a keyframe for the blur radius. And just crank this up a bit as well. Just want to try and make it look a bit smoother as it fades out because it's a bit too obvious. Cool. Let's set the opacity to 50. So just a little subtle effect. Cool. Again, I'm just going to change this number to 4. Cool, that will do. Right. Another thing I wanted to work on, or I wanted to add, was let's have a look at my list. Okay, so in this part here, let's work on scene 2. Yeah, so for the most part, this is like all the animation is pretty much done. Yeah, so we are almost there. So in this scene, I'm going to add a adjustment layer. Set this up. I'm going to add a CC lens effect, and this sort of adds this like cool kind of fisheye warping effect. I'm going to use it to try like add some depth to this scene. And you can see if I sort of subtly apply it, we get this like cool fisheye effect around the outside. So adds a little bit of something to the whole scene. And it's quite intense, so it's probably going to make this scene go quite slow. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, cool. Quite like that. Kind of quite subtle, but add some more depth to the scene. Let's see how it looks out here. Cool. Another thing I'm going to do is let's create a new comp and call this blur map comp. That's going in scene 2. I'm going to change the size of this to 1080, and let's create. Actually, let's add a solid. Cool. And now here, let's call this black, and I'm going to make a shape, change the color to white, call this white, get it down, and let's add a fast blur effect. And I'm basically going to use this comp as a map for a blur effect. So let's call this effects, find our blur map comp. I'm just going to stick this at the very bottom, change the color to none, just to show it's not really in the scene. I'm going to add a camera lens blur effect, tick this repeat edge pixels, and in here, in this blur map, I'm going to change the source to be our comp we just created. And I'm going to invert the map, I think. Yeah. Cool, and then I'm going to come into here and just duplicate this white layer, this white center. So the reason it was all blurred out so much is because it's just a bit too much blur on this white layer. I'm just going to play around with this a bit. Cool. And I just want to make this quite subtle, so keep on adjusting this until I get something I like. Cool, I should do, let's play that, see how it looks. Cool, okay, so that gives the scene a little bit more depth. Again, it's just quite subtle details, but I like it. Sweet. Another thing I was doing in this comp was animating these stars a little bit. Not these little circles, but these four like star-shaped shapes I've got. So you can see this one is animating up here. So I'm just going to add that same animation to the rest of my stars. And just to add a bit of variation, I'm just going to change the length of them. This has a loop out cycle expression on them. Cool. So let's add that to these. Let's undo that. I think our anchor points are not in the right place. That one is. That should be alright. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. So these just look like they're flickering a bit. I'm also going to add a wiggle expression to the opacity, they flicker even more. Cool. Another thing I wanted to do, let's head back into our scene 3. Let's go into stars. I want to give this a little bit more depth. I'm going to find one one of these, duplicate it, and I'm going to make this go by quite a lot quicker, but also increase the stroke width. Move this to a different point. Let's do it like here. I might be a little bit too quick. Make this even bigger, and I'm going to add a fast blur effect again and just blur it out. Basically trying to make it look like these are really close to the camera. Oh, Siri's going off. Actually, I don't know if I like that. Nah, I'm not going to bother doing that. At least I tried it. I'm just going to keep that how it is. Cool. Okay, so what I need to do is add some effects to these strokes and some like effects to show the impact when these hit the diamond. So I'm going to do that. One cool idea I had, let's find this diamond. So when these come up and go into the diamond, I'm going to add a keyframe and just make this wobble up and down so that they are coming up and sort of going into the diamond, I guess. Cool. Let's add some easing to that. Cool. What I'm also going to do is, let's think how I can do this. Let's just do it in this comp. So yeah, I'm going to make a rectangle. Bring it down here, put it on top of our diamond, and make this like this color blue. Bring it up here. Cool. I'm going to add 2 keyframes. Basically have this pass through the diamond like so. And I'm going to use a set map effect and choose the diamond. Okay, that's not going to work. I think that's because I'm not sure why that is, but I can do it a different way and just duplicate this diamond and call this diamond matte. Or actually, let's go back and try this a different way. Okay, nope, that's not going to work. So let's do this again. Diamond matte. Let's set this to black. Call this diamond shine. And let's make this a matte of that one. Cool. We get this cool little shine effect. Just adjust our keyframes. And I think I might make this a little bit skinnier. Maybe like 48. Let's go even more. 42. Even more. Cool. I'm going to make that even smaller. And again, just adjust these keyframes. I actually want it bigger now. And I'm going to come back in over here. Let's parent this diamond matte to our diamond and get rid of these keyframes. Gonna adjust the easing on this. Cool. Just playing around with it until I get something I like. Oh, that looks good. I'm also going to lower the opacity of this, or maybe just change the blending mode. See what overlay looks like. Nah. Let's just set it to like 90. Cool. Right, now I need to figure out what I'm doing with these lines. I think what I might do is try add the same gradient effect to them. Yeah, let's give that a go. Yeah, I feel like this might be quite fiddly because I don't know how I'm going to make the gradient follow these strokes. I might just have to keyframe it by hand. Yeah. Cool. Okay, I'm just going to keyframe this by hand. So I'm just going forward 4 frames at a time. You can sort of allow it to be a little bit out. Yeah, I don't think you're really going to notice, and it just saves time. Cool. And let's do the same on the other one as well. Add a gradient ramp effect. Set our keyframes. And do the same again, 4 frames at a time. Change the position of the. Where's my one gone? There it is. Okay. What I've done here is accidentally set keyframes for the color, and I want to add it to the position. So let's do that again. Sweet. Cool, let's see how that looks. Cool. That looks like it's basically tracked to the stroke. So that's cool. That's cool, good. Doing things by hand sometimes isn't the worst idea. It probably would have took me forever to figure out how to do that in a clever way, so might as well just do it the way I know how. So what I'm going to do here is add this colorama effect. No, that's the wrong one. Colorama. Cool. Just have it like that. Look real funky. Make this ramp red. And yeah, let's get our colors up so we can pick out some colors. And I'm just going to get a new tab on my other monitor to write down the RGB values of our colors. So I think I'm going to go for this color again for the tip. So that's 228, 230, 195. Write that down. Two two eight 230 195. And that actually needs to be on the black. So yeah, let's just do that again. Cool. I'm going to actually, cool, let's do this other color. So let's try green. Maybe this green color, which is 4114 77. Cool. Nice. Cool. So let's keyframe this phase shift. Go all the way to the end. Maybe set this to like 4. Maybe let's do 6 for now. Ah, that looks very cool. I like that. Cool, so I'm going to duplicate that effect and add it to our other stroke. There we go. Cool, I'm going to do what I did again for the door. Come in here and change these colors. So let's do the same setup again. So this is this color. Go into our effects. Our shadows is parented to the highlights, and our highlights is this color. Cool. So I'm just gonna like try and make this look a bit random. Let's change this to orange. Actually, don't do that. Let's do that to this color. And then go back to our light color. Cool, so that just kind of makes it look like it's flickering to a different color. Nice. So I'm going to add that to our other stroke. Maybe make that happen like 2 frames later, so it's a little bit staggered. Sweet. So I want to try and make this white color come through a bit better, so just thinking how I can do that. And I'm going to add a levels effect. And just move our highlights up a little bit. Yeah, let's just do something like that. That would be alright. Kind of just makes the lighter color stand out a bit more. Cool. So trying to think what else I could add to this. Maybe a glow. And I'm just going to double this glow effect up a bit. Cool. And add that to our other stroke. Cool. Let's just turn these down a little bit. 0.6 and 0.4 maybe. Maybe turn it down even more. Just want to make these stand out a bit more against the background, but not too much. Okay, let's just have the one. That'll do. Cool. So, at this point, I'm going to add some little effects to our diamond. One of them being a gradient ramp. I'm going to set this to the light color that we have in our color palette. So, and set the blend with original to like 90. So I basically want to try and make the diamond flicker a bit. So let's add some keyframes like so. I'm also going to add a wiggle. Do something like that. And increase this number. This is our frequency on the left, so I just want to make it go really quick. Cool. What I'm also going to do is add a slider control. Call this flicker amplitude. I'm going to come into my expression. Am I? Yeah. Okay. So let's just highlight this number here. I'm going to grab the pick whip, attach it to the slider, add another bracket on the end to finish this expression. And now this number here is driving what would be in here. So it was minus 36. And the reason I'm doing this is because with the wiggle, even when this keyframe was set to 100%, so we don't see this gradient ramp effect, the wiggle was still going below that number, so we were still seeing it when it's not meant to be there. So what this is doing is allowing us to turn the wiggle effect off and then turn it on, or increase the amplitude of the wiggle in the same time with these keyframes, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it did. So now if I set these two to 0 and this middle one to minus 36, what should happen, yeah, so this gradient ramp is not being affected by the wiggle until these keyframes turn up the amplitude. So we get a cool little flicker effect going on there. Cool. I'm even going to come in here, let's bump this up to like 18. Just play with some of these numbers until we get something looking cool. What I'm also going to do, another little expression. Come in here, move this one line down, and do random seed. This expression here, set this to 2. So this is setting a random seed for the wiggle. So every time I change this number, we're getting a different look to the wiggle. So yeah, I like that one. Cool. What I'm also going to do is make an ellipse with a stroke. Call this impact circle burst. Bring this down with our other layers. Set this to the same color blue. And I'm going to center this up here behind our diamond. And bring the scale down. I'm going to set a keyframe for the scale. And our stroke width. Cool. I'm just going to make some bursts behind this diamond. I might add the same gradient effect as well. See how it goes. Also going to have to make this one 3D. So yeah, cool. I'm also going to set this to be the similar Z space, so 810. But I also want it to be behind the pillar, so let's try add a set mat. Set it to the pillar. No, that ain't gonna work. Let's go grab our pillar, duplicate it, and make this pillar comp mat. Get black. Cool. So looks like it's now behind the pillar. And I'm just adjusting some of these keyframes to get this kind of best effect going on. Cool. So let's add some effects to this now. Let's add a turbulent displace. Add a time expression to the evolution. Cool. And I'm going to play around with the seed. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna change up some of these values. So I don't want this to scale up as big. I want it to all happen quicker, so move these keyframes in. And I want the stroke to be a lot smaller. Actually, I want to make this go on for longer, just so it can be seen inside the other circle. Cool. And so just trying to think how I can make this comp a bit more streamlined and easier, because I don't think this mat is going to really do the job. I think I will just use a mask. Make this not go over the pillar. So yeah. Let's change this to mask. Cool. Doesn't need to be too precise. We're going to change the mask to subtract. And just adjust the paths a bit. I think the reason why this is all being a bit weird, like the mask isn't actually doing what it looks like it's doing, is because all of our layers are 3D. That's a possibility. Yeah, I just want to try to figure out a different way of masking this out, because if I was using the pillar comp as a mat for everything I want to put behind here, it would just, I'll just be left with loads of layers. I don't think this is going to work either though. Okay, I know what I can do. So let's just get all this looking good for now. And let's trim these layers here. Cool. So let's grab these two burst layers, and I'm going to pre-compose these and call these burst effects comp. Let's make this more specific. Call these diamond burst effects. Cool. So these are going to live inside this comp, and any other effects. Okay, I need to make this 3D as well. Turn this off and center these. Cool. And make this 3D. Match it to the to our diamonds Z space. Okay, now let's do this again. Duplicate the pillar comp. Call this pillar comp matte, and now we can alpha matte inverted on this one. Cool. I'm just going to make some position keyframes so that diamond stays center in these circles. Cool. I'm going to come in here again and let's change the evolution of this. Voice. Nice. So let's grab our colors, stick them in here. And I'm again gonna duplicate on here. Change up some of these settings. And I'm going to change the color of this one to purple. Add a fast blur effect. And maybe let's make this orange. And that's just creating like a little glow behind the sphere, behind the diamond rather. Cool. And I'm going to set the opacity to a little less. Nice. And yeah, I think I'm going to let's try to do that same effect with the gradients inside this sphere. I'm also going to add expression in this opacity for the let's make this clear that this is the glow. Do this like 10 by minus 30. Cool. And so add the I'm just going to grab the colorama effect from here actually, that'd be easier to do. Cool. Let's see how that looks. Nice. Not sure why it looks so like. I think that's just the colorama effect. Let's add a tiny bit of blur to soften up these edges. Why does that look so gross? I'll figure that out later. For now, I'm going to grab this tritone effect. I'm going to add a keyframe for the midtones. Let's go to purple. not sure why that's creating such a harsh edge, but maybe we just do something with the gradient ramp. Yeah, just keyframe it by hand. Cool, that'll do. I'm gonna make this this ramp move a bit quicker. Nice. Yeah, that achieves the same look, so that's okay. I'll add a little bit of flicker to this. And I don't want these to scale up as much, so let's just change up the scale. Nice. And I want this to last a little longer. Nice. So let's take a look. What is going on there? Ah. Cool. I always have a little moment of terror when something like that has changed, and I don't know why. I've had times where things just randomly break, and I spent ages just like trying to figure out what went wrong. But yeah, that is looking good. I think what I might do is just change how long this orange is shown up for. So it's just like a little flicker, yeah. And also Let's add a little bit more displace onto this circle. Cool, that is coming together. Yeah, I really like that. It's taken a lot of streams, but finally got there. There is one other thing I wanted to do, which is add like some textures and gradients in this part. But I think I'm going to call it a day. I'll maybe save this bad boy for one more stream, and maybe try to think of some other things I can do in the week, do a little stream, and then finish it off next week. Yeah, that was good fun. Oh, one other thing I wanted to do. Actually, no, I'm just going to save it for the next stream. So yeah, cool. Thanks for watching. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching as well. Yeah. If you like this, consider subscribing if you're not already, because I have some cool plans for some other videos I want to do. I think I might do like a walkthrough video of this once it's done, and do quite short videos just breaking down each comp and how it's all done, so people don't have to watch like, I don't know, what was it, like 16 hours worth of streams just to see how it's all done. But yeah, I do enjoy doing these streams. It kind of keeps me motivated to work on this stuff. So it's good fun. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.